Hello and welcome student. So today we are going to perform our practical on a ductility of the bitumen. So for performing the ductility of the bitumen or for carrying or for determining the ductility of the bitumen, you can refer this code IS 1208 1978. Okay, and the apparatus which are required for this test method is one is a briquette mold and the second is a testing machine. Now by definition, ductility means the ability to draw into the wires, right? Ability to draw into the wires. But in case of the bitumen, when we can define this ductility or we can measure the ductility in terms of a distance. So ductility of the bitumen, it is nothing but the elongation of the bitumen. Okay, the elongation of the bitumen before its a break point, when my briquette sample is tested under standard conditions, that is the speed and the temperature. Okay, now why do I need to test the ductility of the bitumen? Because if my bitumen is a ductile one, if my bitumen is having a specific ductility, then and then only it will able to cover all the material, okay, or in short it is going to form a ductile film around the aggregate. Okay, it is going to form a ductile film around the aggregate, and if this ductile film is formed around the aggregate, then it helps in improving the physical interlocking of the aggregates. So my interlocking is one of the important parameter in a bituminous mixes. So if it is enough ductile, and then only this interlocking will be sufficient. What happens? This bituminous roads, the bituminous roads are exposed to the continuous traffic load. So due to this continuous traffic load, what happens? If my bitumen doesn't have the specific ductility or as per the required ductility, then that may get cracked. Okay, that going to crack and that lead towards the deterioration of the bituminous mixes. To avoid the deterioration or to improve its durability, my bitumen should have a specific ductility. So determination of the ductility is one of the important job in the bituminous mixes, and that's why with the penetration value, the quoting of the ductility is also, or determination of ductility is also important. So that's why if we go through the IS 73 related with the viscosity grade bitumen, so in that also the specific values or the limiting values for the different viscosity grade bitumen have quoted by the IS code, and my bitumen should have that enough value. Okay, now we'll see what is the procedure. Okay, what is the procedure to perform the ductility test on the bitumen. So for that purpose, we are going to use this type of the briquette mold. Okay, this type of the briquette mold we are going to use. Okay, this type of the briquette mold. Okay, this is detachable briquette mold. Okay, this is detachable briquette mold. So when I'm detaching, okay, my bitumen, okay, when I'm detaching, my bitumen is going to form the shape like this. So this particular shape is going to get formed. Okay, now regarding the dimensions, okay, regarding the dimensions, this dimension from this end to the this end, okay, from this end to the this end is a 75 mm. Okay, this end to the this end is a 75 mm. This section, okay, this section is a 30 mm. Okay, this section is a 30 mm. The cross section at the mouth, okay, mouth, it is around 20 mm, and at the center or this minimum cross section is a 10 mm. So now we will see what is the procedure to conduct this ductility test. So before carrying out this ductility test, we need to prepare a specimen, a briquette specimen of the bitumen. So we have just seen the briquette mold. So we have filled the bitumen in this briquette mold. Okay, so this is my another briquette mold which is filled with the bitumen. Now, what is the procedure or what steps needs to be followed in the preparation of the sample? Okay, that first we need to melt our bitumen sample in between 75 to 100 degrees centigrade. So while melting this sample, yes, as I told you every time that you need to continuously stir. Okay, you need to continuously stir the sample and then pour the sample in this briquette mold. Okay, this is my plate and this is my briquette mold. So I am going to pour. Okay, I am going to pour my sample in this briquette mold. Okay, like this. So before pouring, you need to apply a glycerin, okay, on the bottom surface as well as around this briquette. Okay, and after 30 to 40 minutes after the pouring, you are going to keep this mold in a water bath for 30 minutes at around 27 degrees centigrade. Okay, so once it is cooled down, then using a hot knife, okay, using a hot knife, you need to square off, you need to remove all the excess material. Okay, all the excess material you should remove it and the surface should be clean. Okay, so once again what I am going to do, I am going to keep my sample in a ductility machine, in a ductility machine itself, whose temperature we are maintaining around 25 degrees centigrade for around 1.5 hours, immersed in the water, and after 1.5 hours we are going to taste this sample. Okay, then before starting the actual testing, this side clips we need to remove. Okay, this one and this one. Okay, these two side clips we are going to remove it, and then my sample will be stretched at 50 mm per minute. Okay, so let us see how to test this briquette sample, and let us see what is the ductility of my sample. Hour is already passed. Now we are going to pull this sample by the standard mentioned pull, that is a 50 mm per minute. The temperature of the water bath, okay, as I mentioned, the test should be done at a 25 degree centigrade. So the temperature is around 25 degrees centigrade. So my marker is at 0. Okay, this is our rule, or this is my scale. With the help of scale I can measure the ductility. So right now my marker is at 0, and I am going to start the machine, and we will see how this slowly this is getting stretched and it will get converted into a small wire. So let us see how much it can stretch. The break point, the point at which, okay, the point at which this fine wire of bitumen breaks, that point we can see as a ductility. very fine wire is now becoming from this bitumen sample. So approximately 70 to 71 reading is reached. Almost the reading is reached up to 95. We are going to stop this machine right now. Okay, my sample is still intact. If you see, the fine wire is made of this bitumen sample and still it is not broken. Okay, so we can say our ductility is around 95. 95 is my ductility of this sample. Okay, so thank you students.